insane family lore you discovered that made you go, what the helly? My parents grew up in the 1950s when black and white people couldn't be together. So when my white mom got caught kissing my black dad, they had him beaten and run off. My mom's dad and brothers dragged him into the street that night, screaming about tainted bloodlines. Within a week, they'd arranged my mom's marriage to David, their church's golden boy who everybody said would make something of himself. But behind closed doors, David was a monster who knew her parents would always take his side. He'd backhand her for burning dinner, then show up to Sunday service with his arm around her, while everyone praised what a devoted husband he was. When she tried telling her mama about the bruises, she was told to be a better wife. David would also force himself on her every night, even though she wasn't attracted to him at all, saying it was his right and she should be grateful. My mom couldn't take it anymore. She knew where my dad worked at the mill and found him at the colored grocery store. When they first saw each other, he was terrified. Her parents had paid men to beat him that night, threatened to burn his family's house down if they didn't leave town. But she convinced him to meet her at the cemetery, where they started leaving letters on her headstone. She told him everything about David's abuse, the beatings, the forced intimacy every night. My dad revealed how her parents had spread lies about black men being dangerous predators to justify what they'd done, all while telling her he'd abandoned her by choice. They fell in love all over again through those hidden letters. When David passed out drunk, my dad would sneak to her back window just to hold her hand through the screen. Then they made a plan. They would try to get her pregnant. David wouldn't dare hit a pregnant woman, and it would give my dad 9 months to save enough money for their escape. So on nights when David was too drunk to notice, my dad would sneak in and they'd try to conceive a baby, desperately hoping to create the life that would set them free. My mom discovered she was pregnant a few weeks later. The forced intimacy stopped, but David found other ways to hurt her. He'd slam her against walls, careful to avoid her stomach. He'd grab her by the hair, throw things at her, leave bruises all over her arms and back. When she started showing, he'd make her wear loose dresses to hide the marks. At church, he'd rub her belly and smile while accepting congratulations, then drag her home and find new ways to make her suffer. When my mom was 8 months pregnant, my dad vanished. He wasn't at the grocery store or the mill. No letters at the cemetery, nothing. With just a month until the baby would come, her escape plan was falling apart. She panicked. Had her parents found out? Had something happened to him? She couldn't search for him without raising suspicions. All she could do was wait, carrying his child while David's abuse continued, and her hope of escape disappeared. The moment I was born, the delivery room went silent. The nurses exchanged glances, the doctor cleared his throat, and my mom's heart stopped. I wasn't white. My skin, my features, everyone could see the truth. David's face went from confusion to rage in seconds. He didn't say a word in front of the medical staff, just stared at my mom with murder in his eyes. Her parents stood frozen in the doorway, their perfect lie crumbling before everyone they knew. The whispers started before they even left the hospital. David's violence reached a new level when they got home. My mom said he hurt her worse than ever before. She couldn't walk for days, could barely hold me to feed me. He kept saying he was going to get rid of the evidence, that accidents happen to babies all the time. Her parents came by and saw her condition but only cared about fixing this mess and protecting their reputation. She knew then that David would kill us both if she stayed. Still recovering and barely able to move, she started planning our escape with whatever strength she had left. That's when my dad showed up at the house. He didn't explain where he'd been, didn't say a word when he saw my mom's broken body or me in her arms. He just looked at the bruises, at David passed out drunk in the next room, and understood. He scooped us both up and carried us to his truck. Full story linked below.